Hey folks, for this episode we have a legend associated with one of the people pictured here in our studio, Pope Leo X. Our subject is this quote of Leo, which you'll see thrown around a lot by Fundy Atheists who used it to suggest that Leo knew the real truth about Jesus not existing. Sounds bad, but it's not as though some offhand comment by a single pope is enough to overturn 1,500 to 2,000 years of relevant secular and religious scholarship.
Ha! Yeah, Holding. Everyone knows the Vatican is covering up stuff. Wait till you find about them all being lizards.
Yeah, okay. Oh, and by the way, to be fair, I should also note that the quote is used by a few Fundy sites too, the sort that are also anti-Catholic.
Yeah, that's right. The Catholic Church is the whore of Babylon, and Leo is Mr. Pimp.
Just a reminder, we use that character to represent both Fundies and Fundy Atheists.
Hey, get off of here. This is my show. Oh yeah? You gonna make me?
Well, now that we have some peace and quiet, let's discuss Leo's line. You can see the details of my research, and some of the fun I had tracking this quote down, discussed in an article linked in the vid description. But here's the sum of it. Leo did say this, but not in history. The line is attributed to him by an author named John Bale in a work titled The Pageant of the Popes. Bale lived about the same time as Leo, but he was a vicious apostate from Catholicism. It so happens, though, that Bale was a playwright who produced a lot of material to satirize and parody Catholicism. The Pageant of the Popes gives every indication of being one of those satires. For example, in the section after the quote is reported, there's a story of how a powerful windstorm blew the keys out of the hands of the statue of St. Peter. Sounds like anyone who wants to validate this quote needs to do some digging and show it comes from a reliable source.
Hey, that was a reliable source, the Encyclopedia Britannica.
Oh yeah, that's another story. You might find some places that source this quote here. Now, for a long time I took this aspect to be bogus too. The 14th edition of Britannica was published from 1929 to 1973, and it took a long time for me to find one. When I did, I checked the page reference, and it was the article on respiration. Nice pictures of a pigeon's lungs, but no Leo. The actual article about Leo from pages 9, 26, and 7 of volume 13 says a lot about Leo's lackadaisical attitude towards spending, but has no mention of the fable quote. Well, some enterprising nutcase with a lot of time on his hands decided to check this out too, and found that the page number originally given was mistyped. The quote is in there, but it's referenced in an article on the Renaissance. But that doesn't really improve matters. For one thing, the author, John Simons, merely quotes it in passing as a witty epigram of Leo's repeated by others. He doesn't give any source for the quote, and there seems to be very little reason to give Simons credence either. He was a literary critic and a poet, not a historian. Based on the data, I'd say there's little reason to think Leo actually said this quote. And even if he did, it doesn't mean squat. That closes this episode of Fundy Atheist Legends, but we'll use this occasion to announce a new series starting next month, which will be taking the place of the Dumb Question of the Month in our rotation. The new series will be called Bogus Quote Break. In it, we'll examine frequently used quotes like this one by Leo. We like this idea so much that we even had one of our viewers, Daniel Young, compose a jingle for the series. Check it out.
Oh my gosh, for goodness sake, it's time for another Bogus Quote Break.
Catchy, huh? See you next time.
Hey, why can't we have a catchy jingle for this show? Heck, why can't I have a show? Oh, shut up, you half-baked interloper.
See you next time.